And what kind of weather can we expect this coming weekend? Well, we've got some ups and downs that are going to be arriving over the next few days. I see quiet weather. I also see a round of perhaps some heavier snow for a time there early on Saturday morning, and then a trend back towards, it looks like, drier conditions, I think, through the day on Sunday. For a lot of us, though, there will be some lake effect snow showers on the backside of the back half of the weekend. Tower cam right now in Grand Rapids. It is dark, of course, waiting for a sunrise about 2 hours from now, officially at 10 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Sunset at 5:34, so the days, yes, they are getting a little bit longer. Perhaps you're noticing that just a bit. Winds are going to be on the brisk side today, particularly this morning and early afternoon, about 15 to 20 miles per hour and gusting to near 30 miles per hour, drawing down some colder air, and we're doing that right now. 32 degrees in GR, but only to be dropping off as we go forth. 20 in Milwaukee, 23 in Chicago, and check this out, just to the west of there, it drops into the single digits, and even 10 to 20 degrees below zero in western Minnesota and into the Dakotas. So there is quite a cold pool of air that we're going to be tapping from as we go through today. West or northwest winds at the moment, gusting into the 20s, so it has become more brisk. When I drove into work about 2:30 earlier on here, just several hours back, there wasn't a whole lot of wind, but those breezes have been picking up, and wind chills in the lower 20s, those will be dropping off into the lower teens. It does appear by later this morning, so be aware of that. Future Track HD shows you that the numbers, these are actual readings on a thermometer, slipping back. I think this RPM model a little bit too cold by a couple degrees, but you get the idea. It is not going to be warming up as we go forth today, and in fact we're heading in the wrong direction because of some colder air that is filtering in. We are still tracking a weather system for late Friday. I say late Friday, probably after around 9-10 o'clock at night into the early hours of Saturday. A round of some heavier snow could drop a few inches, several inches, before it changes over to some rainfall. Still looking for a nose of some milder air to make it in here, and that'll cause kind of a sloppy, just kind of a mess there on Saturday as temps rise into the upper 30s. So not a true winter storm in the sense that it'll be an all snow, but it does look like we may get several inches in a short period of time overnight Friday into Saturday morning. The energy just off the coast of Oregon and Washington right now, so it still has to cross the Rocky Mountains, and we got a little ways to go, so we can fine tune this forecast. But you can see there are winter storm watches and even some winter weather advisories out through Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois. Those will be creeping closer towards our region, I would think, later today. So perhaps we end up with a winter weather advisory for the system heading into the weekend. Lots of clouds around this morning for the afternoon. May we see a break or two for sun? That's possible later in the day, but overall mostly cloudy. Not a whole lot going on, but as some of this colder air does pour in between now and late morning, there may be some scattered flurries, a light snow shower that the model is not really picking up on. Let's go to the bigger scope. This is the European model that'll take us into Friday evening. This is at 7:30 or 7 o'clock on the time code. You go into the mid to late evening, and some snow overspreads us as we go further along in the early morning hours of Saturday, though. Some milder air will be drifting in from the south. So I think after about 3 or 4 inches of snow, we probably turn over to a wintry mix briefly, then some rain or drizzle before we get dry slotted, and then the cold air starts to come in on the system's backhand side. So we will go back over to some lake effect snow showers late Saturday evening into Sunday. Light accumulations on top of what we already will have, and it'll be slushy, but then turning icy early next week. Temperatures dropping into the 20s for highs and teens, even single digits for overnight lows, but we will rebound later next week. So just about a 3-day stretch of some colder air.